everybody, it's Doug, and horse is a second language, so thanks for joining me today. I've got Fig with me today, who's a 4-year-old warm blood, and been asked to kind of help him out with some things. He would get really nervous at the mounting block and wouldn't want to stand still, and so I've been working on quite a bit of things with him, and I wanted to show you a little bit about how we get them to really start to understand where we want to put their feet and where they feel comfortable with us asking them to put their feet in almost like a micro version. So we want them to be able to move just so ever slightly if we need to. So I'm using today and I've worked on this for several days actually. This is about 3.5 weeks up leading to get to this point with him, with really, because he would get nervous and he would just he would really mentally was having a hard time. So start off, and I just want to be able to teach him to go around to that mounting block and stop where we're going to be getting on. And then he also had a real big nervousness with if anybody had a whip or a flag or anything near him. He really struggled with that. My goal when I do this is to have him be completely relaxed through his body when we do this. So you're going to see that he was good there, so I'm going to have him come back around here. And my goal is to teach him that when we come around that he knows where to line up. So you can see I was able to just apply a little bit of pressure to that right hip and have him just move his haunches over and get parallel with the mounting block. So we want it to be safe, and you can see how he also he's not very patient. So, and that's because I think when we start a lot of these horses, we get on them, we want to make sure they're just going. So whenever I have a horse that comes to me that won't go forward, a lot of times they won't go forward, but they won't stand still either. So it's important that we teach him how to do both. Is if we're not asking anything from him, he can just relax and hang out and doesn't have to be nervous and be in that sympathetic nervous system state where he's in a flight or fight mode, and he can just relax. But if we ask him to go, he's going to do it, but it's not going to be based off of fear. So you can see that he's starting to really understand just to move over when I ask him, and then he goes to move away now, so I'll just ask him to move that shoulder back over to the left, and I want to get him exactly where I want him to be so it's easy to get on him and not have to bring the mounting block to him, but be able to walk up the mounting block and he knows exactly where to go. So you can see he'll get settled for a second and then he'll want to walk off. So we're working on this, and I actually took another video today, or actually I worked with him today and got this really well where he just stood there for about 5 minutes. But we work our way up to that because we want to reward him for the tries that he's doing. So if he stands for 5, 10, 15 seconds, I'll then ask him to come back around, and then you can see he's kind of overshot the mounting block there, and then he moved back over in a good position and started licking and chewing, and then he decided he thought he needed to move again. Now you can see he's very sensitive to my aids, so I'm trying to keep my aids as limited as possible, but also teach him where he doesn't have to overreact. So see, he kind of came in front of the mounting block, so we're just going to reset here. And I'm just going to ask him to go back around because I want this to be a positive experience for him, and I feel like if it's maybe a little bit too much on his brain for a moment, we'll just be patient. We'll come back around, we'll reset, and you can see that time he did much better. So remember, when we work with horses, just like with people, is that if they're in a state of any nervousness at all, they're not going to be as focused on us as we need them to. So now you can see he's pretty relaxed. His head carriage I want to get down a little bit lower, which I did today. But for me, I want him to be just okay, that nothing changed really in his position. I'm keeping an eye on his eyes, his ears. Does his jaw tighten up? How's he feeling? So I'm just literally just using the flag over the top of him. So I didn't see a change in him here. I think he can get more relaxed than this, but he's learning to that this is not a bad thing. So now I just want to put a foot in the stirrup, see what happens. As soon as I put that foot in the stirrup, you notice that the head went back down. That's where I'd like the head carriage to be whenever we're doing anything with him, because I don't want him to feel like he's got to have his head up and be nervous. I want him to be comfortable and confident. So we're just going to go through this, and you see that we're working on this every day, but you can see it's about moving the feet just in the smallest moments. And when I get off of him, or when I come back down, I didn't give him any indication that he needed to go anywhere. So I want to put him right back where he's at and have him just stand there, because we don't want a little wiggle worm, so we want him to be confident. So stay tuned for more. Check out Horses a Second Language, and if you have any questions, reach out. Thanks so much. Have a wonderful day.